What's up, MedalAddict? So today I'm going to be meeting with Tess. Tess is the race director for the race with the Unity Collective, and I'm really glad to try to learn a little bit about what she's doing here in New York. She's originally from Atlanta, and I'm really curious to see how she became a race director, what inspired her to begin this, as well as the differences she sees with the running culture in Atlanta as well as New York. As well as why she perseveres. So I want to try to get to know her drive a bit. I like the mission of the Unity Collective. I'm really excited to see the inaugural The Race half marathon weekend, as well as connecting and networking with folks that look like me. So let's see, as we're here at in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, what she has to offer for us today.
Thanks for coming to Brooklyn.
Love New York.
What is happening this weekend in Brooklyn? You're coming from Atlanta.
Well, I'm here to meet and greet some of the local running community. But on the way, wanted to get a chance to meet up with Harlem Run, the Boogie Down Bronx Run Club. Heard that run clubs are abundant here.
Yes.
So just came down for the weekend to show some love and also to tell everybody about the race.
The story of the race is the story of my life.
Because legacy.
Because of leading by example.
Because health.
Because of community.
Because it's more than a race.
Because Atlanta.
Because it matters.
Because longevity.
Because history.
Because they need to see what else we can do.
Because we can do it too.
Because of health.
Because ownership.
Because I have 2 little boys at home that look up to me.
Because it brings us together.
Because of Black excellence.
Because it's dope.
Because the more I do, the more people around me do.
Because this is where I live.
Because love.
Because love.
Because of strength.
Because we need to go on this journey together.
Because we have the momentum, we have the resources, and we have the passion to bring this event to Atlanta.
What is the race?
So the race this is our inaugural year. It's a half marathon weekend event taking place in Atlanta. It is going to be focusing on supporting Black-owned businesses, running through some of those historic neighborhoods that we have in Atlanta. We're also going to be working and benefiting charities that impact those exact neighborhoods.
When you say the weekend, are we talking Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
So we actually kick off on Thursday night with the VIP welcome night. This is going to be just a party for all of our out-of-town guests and our local Atlanta folks just to come and say we're kicking off the race weekend. And then Friday is our Health and Wellness Expo from 11 to 7. And that event is going to be taking place at the Impact Event Center. And then our race morning is the 13th of October, Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're asking everyone to stay around and do community service in the neighborhoods.
Very cool.
And then we're going to finish out, our grand finale is going to be a big block party co-hosted with Lululemon and Organized Noise.
What were the first couple of events you did with Running Nerds?
Our very first race was the Running Nerds 5K in 2012. And it was literally just a Running Nerds 5K. We marketed to all of the Atlanta running community, and we had about 400 runners come out for our inaugural race.
Wow.
Yes, and then that evolved into more creative racing ideas, and then we also did some clinics, just some informational clinics, like, hey, you want to run a half marathon? We had a panel of just everyday runners that talked about what it takes to run a half marathon. So those are the kinds of things we started off with.
You are one of the few female race directors that I've met. How has that presented any challenges toward building Running Nerds and the race?
Okay, I'll say this. People don't expect that it's me that's trying to, get the bargains for the porta potties or setting up the course, or, I did have some challenges in the beginning with some of the kind of male-dominated aspects of race directing where people didn't take me as serious, but they quickly figured out that I was serious.
Right.
And one example I'll use is our police coordinator. When we first started, I would be referred to as girl and ma'am a lot, and now it's Tess. So I saw that.
Tess, just call me Tess.
Well, just like when they refer to Bob and Skip and Joe.
Right.
It wasn't ma'am and that girl.
Right.
So I saw that evolution. I didn't realize it until I started to get kind of that interaction. And even like with the city of Atlanta, they're used to, you know, it's like a very white male-dominated profession, race directing. And they're used to these guys that, you know, submit their permits, and they know me at the City of Atlanta permit office. And I made sure that I met the people who were issuing the permits, and face to face, so they knew who they were dealing with.
As a race director, you do this profession full time. Awesome. What would you say the greatest, the most inspirational part of being a race director? What's the greatest benefit? The best part?
Really, it's just bringing runners of all levels together for an event. You know, to me, it's a huge sense of pride and honor to be able to put on events in Atlanta. I mean, this is a major running community. You know, we are tabbing ourselves as Running City USA. You know, we run through the rain, we run through the heat, humidity, we got hills, we got all the factors that would make you not want to run, and people come out in droves and run in our city. So to be able to bring competitive runners all the way down to the person who this is their first 5K, that's the biggest sense of pride. When I'm standing at the finish line and I'm seeing, you know, people coming through the line, I try to be there for the first finisher and the last finisher.
So all the experiences across that line must really help.
It's amazing, and you know, the race I think is going to be one of the highest levels of pride for me, because not only are we bringing runners of all levels, but we're creating a diverse, and we're highlighting our culture through this running event. So that's very important to me.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're working with a lot of running groups here in Brooklyn. In Atlanta, you have all these community-based groups. What running groups are in Atlanta to help support the Unity Collective?
Yes. Well, the Unity Collective is actually every person, individual, group, business that supported the race during our Kickstarter campaign.
When did that begin?
So we launched the Kickstarter campaign to garner support for the race in November of 2017. We ran the campaign through the month of December. We were successfully funded. So the way Kickstarter works, you say, hey, I want to raise this much money through pledges. If you hit that number, you get the money. If you don't hit that number, you don't get anything. So it was a way for us to say, hey, runners, if you want this, put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
The runners really responded. So we had over 700 backers.
Wow.
For the race, including groups like Black Girls Run, Southfield Running Partners, of course, Running Nerds was supportive. We had some groups throughout the country. We Run Charlotte, Run Fam USA, Team Takedown, which is a group that came to Atlanta back in 2017 and ran the Publix Georgia Marathon, which is one of the toughest marathons.
Man, I've heard about that one.
Yeah.
I like the medal there too.
Yeah, it's nice. So that's just to name a few. I'm from Harlem Run, huge supporter. So we had all these different groups and individuals support the race, and here we are, less than 3 months away, ready to toe the line.
If I wanted to support the race, how does someone go about doing that?
So obviously coming down for the weekend and running the race, volunteering for the race, spreading the word about the race through your social media platforms, sharing our link, sharing our content on our social media. And we're at The Race UC on Facebook, at The Race _UC on Instagram.
Okay.
Then of course we have our website, which is theraceuc.com. So sharing, participating, and then we do have opportunities for small business and corporate sponsorship. So all of that you can find on our website.
Awesome.
Yes.
Are there different levels to sponsorship for those that are interested?
Yeah. So small businesses. So anyone who considers himself a small business. We are putting together a health and wellness expo that features small businesses. So
that's
we're
taking
looking.
Place on.
That's the Friday event.
Friday.
Yes. So we have a kind of humble or a modest sponsorship fee where you can go on, apply to be a sponsor. We'll go through a little vetting process, make sure you got a website and you're a legit organization. You know, we're not trying to get.
put ABC123.
Right. Well, you know, we just don't want folks that like, I'm selling, bottled water out the back of my car. I want to be a vendor.
I just want to put my profile.
Although we do need a water sponsor, so if you're a water company, hit us up.
I know.
But yeah, so we just want to make sure that we get good quality businesses that fit the niche that we're trying to create. But corporate sponsorships, all those big time, Cliff Bar, Noon, just hollering at a few folks that would love to get out there.
Right.
Any of the Nike, Adidas. So we don't have an official shoe sponsor yet.
Under Armour.
Under Armour would be amazing.
Sponsored a couple Black Men Run chapters.
I would. Under Armour, we welcome you. But yeah, so those are the corporate level sponsorships. So we have the Vibranium level,
What's Vibranium?
That's the highest level.
Okay.
We currently have 3 or 4 Vibranium level sponsors, including Citizens Trust Bank, the H.J. Russell Company, and Lululemon are 3 of our notable Vibranium level sponsors. And then we have the red, black, and green corporate sponsorships as well.
Where do you see the Race Unity Collective in 5 years?
First thing is getting through this first year is very important. You know, we try.
You need a foundation.
We dream all the time, but you know, getting through this first year is definitely going to be important. But I think if again we're able to impact people's minds, hearts, and spirits through this event, through running, to do good things in their respective communities. And if this event continues in Atlanta for 5-10 years, that would be amazing. And if it inspires similar events in other communities, then I think we have definitely hit on something big. We're sitting here in 2023 talking about the race year 5 coming up. That would be amazing to be able to say, this is where we are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. Good luck with everything.
Same to you guys.
Can't wait to get my next medal.
I can't wait to get to Atlanta. Good stuff. Thanks, guys.
Atlanta has long been known as an epicenter of the African American struggle, and in more recent years it has served as a hub for Black thought and collective wealth and influence. Whether we're talking music or movies, or in this case running, Atlanta has been an international podium for the Black voice. The largest and oldest African American running clubs have been formed, at least in part, right here in Atlanta. Whether you're talking about Black Girls Run or Black Men Run, South Boston Running Partners, the Striders, Running Nerds, and now in that very same vein, the Race.